welcome. It's me, Persita, and this is Persita's Paradox. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you are new, I greatly appreciate you, your time and effort and energy in finding the channel today. And if you are an OG, you know the drill. Thank you so much, as always, for coming on and watching. So today, let's talk. And let's talk about this horrible thing called fear. That's the question. What do you fear? Not what do you think you should fear, but what do you actually fear? Behind closed doors, when no one's watching, what is it? What is the thing that actually puts you in a position where you feel as if you just can't get past it? You can't get over it. You don't really understand why, no matter what, it's still there. And I want you to really close your eyes and ponder what that is. Once you've pondered what that is, I want you to really ask yourself, how much of it have you made up? How much of it have you just allowed to grow and manifest in a manner that it's taking over your thoughts because of the possibilities? And then I want you to think about what it actually has done, what it actually has destroyed, what it actually has put you in a bad position about, let's say it that way. Because typically the things that we are fearing, we've already accomplished. Typically the things that we are fearing, we've already overcome in some way or another. And it's very complicated for us to really assess it because we've told ourselves that this thing that we fear has a hold on us, has some type of grip, has some type of influence that will really just shock us, really just put us in a very bad position. The irony of that conversation is that if you stop and really contemplate what it is and allow yourself to see yourself where you are, you'll notice that it really has always been there, but you've always found a way to move through it. Meaning fear didn't subside, but you still move through it, some sense or another. You have to hear yourself say, then why am I fearing it? Why am I still identifying it as some sense of a bully or a sense of control over my life? When there are moments that I can clearly see that I saw it, but I understood that in order to reach whatever goal I was trying to reach, I had to move through it. I'm hoping today that whatever that is, whatever it is, that you can identify it for the last time and understand that it does not exist. It is not as powerful as you want it to be. It is not the focus of what you should be moving in. Definitely being aware of things is important, but not allowing them to overcome or control you is another. Fear is the type of thing that you really manifest on different levels. Let's say that. Like you're not in a position where I believe that you have one fear and then you get over that fear and there's no more fear. There's always going to be something that you fear. So don't get me wrong. It's not a position that you do it once and it's over. It's an ongoing life journey of seeing fear and then accomplishing a mindset to come over that fear and then actually moving through that fear, still afraid, but you're moving through. Why am I saying that? Because we have a tendency to grow complacent on each tier of life because we don't want the change to have to go through another fear. So we find ourselves staying stagnant because of the premise that once we've accomplished, the goal of getting past the fear that we have, we don't want another fear. We do that in relationships, we do it in jobs, we do it in homes, we do it in so many different things because we just don't want the fear. Some of us have an idea of having the fear of losing. I know I'm a big proponent to tell myself for many years, I would prefer to never have gotten something than to lose it. And that was always my fear. But that fear then caused me to never go out for anything because I didn't want to lose it. And the bigger my thoughts, the bigger the thing. And the bigger the thing, the bigger the loss. So I found myself then not really wanting to grow because growth then meant that I would run the risk of possibly failing and losing. And that was not what I wanted to do until your girl figured out that in order for me to accomplish what I wanted to accomplish in life, I needed to be very conscious that it was going to be a lot of wins and losses. And I needed to be good on both. So many of us are fantastic when it comes to winning, but we are piss poor attitude people when it comes to losing. I'm fine with losing because losing meant that I tried. Losing meant that I was in the game. Losing meant that I literally am giving it my idea of myself being great, even if I'm not great. I'm never going to not bet on myself. And that was a fear that I had for myself because I had been told from family or however you want to put it, life journeys and childhood uh, discrepancies, so to speak, that we didn't do that. That's not what my family did. That's not how we move, however you want to look at it. And I just had to tell myself, like, I'm not that. Like, my history is my history, but my history is not me, right? My family tradition is the tradition, but I'm not the tradition. And what I mean by that is everyone has the idea to pick and choose what they want from their life and to decide what they want to do with the tools they have to either make them better, worse, or sustain. That's all up to you individually. But fear is one of those things that you really have to understand never goes away. So the key is not to try to eliminate fear. The key is to be fearless. And to be fearless does not still mean you don't fear. And I think that's what people think. They think that when you are fearless, you don't fear. You're going to fear. You're a man, it's going to happen. Meaning you're a human being, you're a woman, it's going to happen. You have to be in a position of understanding that that does not go away. We're not immortal, we're not emotionless. We have all of these attributes within ourselves that allows us to move and be the way that we're supposed to be. So you should not worry about that. I'm just hoping and praying that you understand that on every level, there's a fear factor that you're going to have to get over. And you're typically going to have to do it while you're still fearing it. And my hope and prayer is that you just identify it as just that. What's the worst that could happen? What's the worst that could happen? And once you realize that what the worst is that you could think of, you've already accomplished, you've already basically seen yourself there, and now you're able to move on. It's really nothing to fear at all. It's just a premise of moving and moving in a manner of understanding that this too shall pass and you will absolutely come out on top. And on top does not mean not without hurt. It does not mean without embarrassment. It does not mean without the elimination of things going wrong. It simply means on top is exactly where you're supposed to be. I wholeheartedly believe divinely we all have a purpose. And with that being said, then I believe your on top is fulfilling whatever that purpose is, not necessarily the rich or the tangible or what you would consider tangible wealth, but whatever that goal and that focus that your divinity would have for you is what I'm expressing. So let me be clear about that as well. That is what on top is. On top is accomplishing your purpose in life. And sometimes it's funny, we kind of fall into our purpose and we accomplish things and we don't even know that that's what we were supposed to do. But keep in mind that that is my point. In fear, when you really eliminate it, then possibilities are endless. Opportunities become endless because you don't tell yourself and self-sabotage yourself away from things that were meant to be yours. But if you're walking in fear, it's like a wall that you can't see around. So you don't really have any idea what's in front of you or what your possibilities are. And then you don't really get to do the things you need to do. But if you can really understand that once you walk around the wall, once you identify what it is that you see and talk yourself down off the mountain, because do understand, again, it is nice when other people can help you, but this is the month of self-awareness. You have to actually step into yourself and talk yourself down because you're only going to tell others the things you want them to know about the fear. Only you know how deep the fear is. Only you know what you really say about the fear. So that being said, you have to be willing to walk through it completely worried and afraid and all those other things, because that does not subside. It does not go away. But when you look up and realize, oh my gosh, I'm literally fearing and worried about things that I don't really need to be worried about because it's pointless. Because I am an overcomer, I am a conqueror. I can actually make this work. You'll look up and go, I get it. I thought she was crazy, but I now understand what she's saying. So hopefully this is something that you can really utilize in your day to day, and you can utilize it in your life as a whole, because that's something that you're going to have to deal with often. But I really want you to just really focus on who you really are, not who you are in your fear, but who you are in your foundation, in your core, and know that all the tools you need in life to be successful, you already possess. You already possess them. So you can do exactly what it is that you want to do today. Today. And that is still being fearful, but still knowing you have the tools to make it happen. Because the fear is not going to stop you from opening the toolbox you already have and accomplishing it. The fear may put doubt in your spirit, but don't allow that doubt to make you stop. Lift open that toolbox top, pull out the tool, and get it done. I believe in you. I know you believe in you. And I think when you put those attributes together, you will be exactly what you want to be, no matter what that is. So, as always, that's my ramble. Here I am trying to come to you today with what I'm always going to come to you with, which is doing three things. Live life authentic. If you can really do that, if you can really talk to yourself in a manner that you know that you're all you have, and that you want to cherish it, and you want to feed into it and love it and do it every day and do it in the most authentic way possible, I promise you, everything that I'm always saying to you will make all the sense in the world to you on whatever level it needs to, because that's what this channel is about. So if you've made it this far, do me the solid. Like, share, comment, hit the up or the down thumb, do something, but make sure you subscribe and make sure you hit the notification button. Why? Because you keep coming back. So if you are, you might as well go ahead and hit the buttons and, be a part of the tribe. Nothing wrong with that. As always, thank you so much for joining me. I greatly appreciate you, and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.